Welcome everyone to the latest in my series on the CFMOTO 800 MT Touring Edition. This video is going to be about the Pillion experience. So what it's like to carry a Pillion on the bike and what it's like from the perspective of the Pillion. So a huge shout out to my friend Kath, who was good enough to come for a ride with me on a beautiful August day, which the weather was totally better than either of us could have possibly hoped for. And we were out for about 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer, in some of the high country around where we live. So plenty of hills, twisty roads, high speeds. Yeah, it was just a perfect day. There was no wind, sun was out, temperature wasn't too hot, but definitely wasn't cold. And yeah, we really got a chance to stretch the legs of the bike and see what it could really do. In terms of the rider's perspective, I couldn't really tell that there was a Pillion on board. That Kath did a great job. She's only ever been a Pillion twice, and I think both times were with me. So the first time was on my Bonneville, which was we just did a little short loop after work one night, and this time we did a much bigger loop. And it was definitely better this time. The CFMOTO takes a Pillion much more comfortably, especially with the backrest on. Had heaps of power, didn't struggle at all. Kath's pretty small, so that wasn't a problem. Perhaps with two people my size, it might have been more difficult. The handling was great. Didn't notice any lightness in the steering, so there wasn't a significant transfer of weight towards the back. But again, Kath's a small, petite person, so that wasn't an issue. Handling and power was just as it normally is. There was plenty of power on tap. Handling was smooth. The suspension seemed to cope with it really well. Probably my only frustration is I wanted to notch up the preload on the rear suspension a little bit. And that's so difficult on this bike, especially with the tool they gave me. So I think if I was able to change anything, I'd maybe change the rear suspension to something that you could adjust the preload more readily on, because the system they've got at the moment it's not easy to do, to the point where I just gave up and just went with the stock setting. That said, it worked fine. It was okay. I noticed maybe that my knees were bent slightly more than usual when I was at a standstill. But other than that, it was smooth sailing. So anyway, I'll let you enjoy a few minutes footage. If you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments below, and I'll leave you at the end with Kath's summary of how the experience was from her position as the Pillion. Huge shout out to Kath for taking the time out of her day to hang out. I love sharing my passion for motorcycling with people, so the fact that Kath jumped on the back, trusted me enough to hang out for the day and take a spin around the mountains was awesome. All right, have a good one. So, Kath, how was your experience on the back of the CFMOTO?
Amazing. Have loved the beautiful scenery, the sun shining, birds chirping, beautiful trees. You can't go wrong.
And apart from a couple of headbanging incidents, that was a bit rough on the clutch.
We've done pretty well, haven't
Yeah,
we?
it was only 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah.
We've done about...
Who's counting?
Yeah, half an hour. So 1 every 10 minutes was not so bad.
I think we're doing better than last time. I think last time there was a lot more.
Yeah. The Bonneville had a flat seat, so we were kind of a bit more level.
And I think I was clinging on for dear life.
Yeah, you are. It's more like wearing a backpack than having a Pillion last time. And is it comfy?
Really comfy, yeah.
Do you think it helps having the backrest?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Not that I'm really using it very often. I'm leaning forward, but it is nice to have that at the back.
Yeah. And getting on and off it's okay?
Don't ask that question. I think I need to work on my leg lifts.
That was a red herring, that one. And I have forced you into protective pants. Which
yes, restrictive pants.
Yeah. Is there anything you would change if you could change it?
I don't think so. I like the colour. I like the big screen.
Yeah, that's good.
It's very comfortable.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And in terms of smoothness, the suspension's all right?
Yes, because I'm such an expert on these things.
That's why we picked you. Well, I guess that might be a no news is good news scenario. If you were up here going...
My bum's sore.
That's all coccyx.
No, very comfortable.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all the questions I have.
Thanks for taking me.
Cheers.